What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dad's Expensive Hobby.
What's up?
Today we are taking a look at the Marvel Legends Dark Avengers DAKEN, or Wolverine, whichever one you want to refer to him. I was at GameStop earlier today and saw this and thought it was kind of cool looking. Better than the last couple of Marvel Legends that I've taken a look at. So I grabbed him. Looks pretty cool so far, that kind of retro packaging, on the front. And on the back, it's got all the other figures that are in this wave, I guess. I've seen a handful of these. I haven't seen this one, but I've seen all the other ones at different places, Targets and Walmarts. None of them appeal to me, other than maybe this Iron Man right here, and that one is a big maybe. But other than that, it says some shit right there on the back if you want to pause it and read it. But that's enough about this package. Let's get it out of the package and take a closer look at him. All right. Right out of the packaging, he looks kind of cool. I like the brown and kind of yellow or whatever kind of color you want to call this, caramel look for a Wolverine. I know this isn't actually like the Logan Wolverine, but so far it looks okay at a glance. Let's see how tall he is really quick. Sorry, I'm about to drop everything. To the top of his ear points, he is just south of 6.5 inches tall, and down to like his head, he's more like 6.25. And the entire figure is 16 centimeters. That works just fine for me. Let's look at his aesthetic, because it's a little wonky, but a lot of the Wolverine, Marvel Legends are. I'm actually kind of backed up with my Wolverines. I need to do the Nemesis Build-A-Figure Wave Wolverine. I need to do my Secret Wars, and I need to do my SH Figure Arts one. So those might get done in the next week just to get them out of the way. But looking at this one, the face looks not bad. It does, it's a comic book rendition, so it could look like whatever. And I don't have a problem with it. I actually don't have a problem with any of the paint that's on the face. It looks pretty decent. And the head is a little big for the figure, as you can tell. The neck's kind of long, not as long as we have seen on other Wolverine figures, but not too bad. And the shoulders are a little bit too low. But other than that, muscularity looks all right. His shoulders look a little bit small in comparison to his arms, but whatever. The shoulders themselves, they are painted. The arms are a plastic, but their shoulders are painted. And like the skin tone right here on the lower delt doesn't quite match. It's done pretty well, but it's a little thin and it's kind of bleeding through a little bit, whatever the original color of the, it's probably that brown, and then they painted that over top, because that brown's painted too, but it looks okay. Same thing on both sides, it's just a little thin, and the brown underneath is bleeding through. The tattoo looks really good, surprisingly. Through here is also painted, and it looks pretty good, other than the fact that this off mustard brown caramel color on the body doesn't quite match the legs. It's not too bad, but I'm going to pop the head off and show you what I'm talking about, because the head does match the legs, but if you put the head next to the torso, it doesn't quite match, just a little bit different. Just wanted to point that out. It's not that big of a gripe, but it is a gripe all at the same time. The belt has just has silver paint right there. Down here, something I do want to gripe about. They painted the sleeves. They are not sculpted.
Fuck.
And that's kind of bugging me. And how do I know? Because mine is too thin and it's bleeding through, and it has a chip right there. Actually maybe two spots. That's kind of pissing me off. And the other side here, you can see where his tattoo, they painted over the tattoo, and the tattoo is bleeding through. Now, quick question of the day. Somebody tell me I am not a Daken, son of Wolverine expert. What's up with these claws? Why are they like that? I don't like that look. Oh, and my claws are nice and warped out of the package. That is fantastic. Anyway, enough about the upper body. Other than the overall look, the paint job kind of sucks. These legs, they're that kind of gummy, soft, bendable plastic, and I don't like that, and it's giving me some gaps in my my thigh swivel right here. That's not awesome. The boots do look cool though, and they actually look like boots, unlike the Professor X that I'd recently did, the Savage Lands. And my God, that is an ass crack. Woo! Do you see that? That is a very pronounced butt crack, but enough about Wolverine butt. And what's this port on the back here for? This is probably, a Marvel Legends expert tell me, this is probably a reused body, I'm going to guess. But yeah, that probably, I mean, I don't know what that goes to or what body this would have been used on. Somebody tell me down in the comments. But anyway, speaking of things that do or don't come with the figure, let's talk about his accessories really quick. We've seen this head on him that we saw just coming right out of the package. It looks pretty good. I have no real complaints about the head other than I think it's too big for the body. He comes with another head sculpt right here. And it's the unmasked one where his mohawk. And I think the mohawk looks really cool. It would have been cool if there was some dry brush or a wash in it or something. But it's, we're talking about Hasbro, so there we go. The face looks really good. I don't know if that looks like Daken. Again, somebody down in the comments, is this Daken? Is this accurate or not? But I still think the face looks good. Definitely not as much beard stubble as his old man. He must not be as hairy. And is Daken, is he like an emo or something with the eyeshadow? But either way, I mean, it looks good, but I mean, is that accurate to the character? Somebody tell me. He also comes with these two fisted claw hands right here in the package. What are your all's thoughts on these three claws, the way the one comes out of his palm? I'm positive he's drawn that way, but that just looks kind of weird and useless to me. But, somebody tell me what you think about it. But he comes with two of those in the package. He comes with a clawless, like, gripping hand for stuff that he doesn't come with the grip. I don't know. Again, Marvel Legends giving us hands we don't need. And he comes with this fisted two claw hand. Does one of them get broken off, or is this just supposed to represent like he's not having it extended? Because if he did, where's the port in the palm? You know what I'm saying? Just an odd offering for hands. And he also comes with this miniature comic book. I'm going to see if maybe this is for the hand to hold. And I mean, it'll hold it. So is that what it's for, I guess? I don't know. And that is the extent of his accessories. Let's stand him next to some other Marvel Legends really quick because he seems really tall. Here he is next to Boxer's Deadpool, and they're pretty much the exact same height. I don't know if that's right. Is he supposed to be really short like his dad? I don't know. Here he is next to Cowboy Wolverine, and he towers over his old man. Maybe his mom was a tall woman. Who knows? Here he is next to Red Hulk. I just love Red Hulk, so I love getting to use him as a comparison, and I think looks pretty good. And just because he's brand new, and I think he is really awesome, here he is with the Jada Toys Blanca from Street Fighter, and that would be a really nice little matchup. And again, just because this is another supposed to be 6-inch line, here's the SH Figuarts superhero Goku, and he absolutely towers over him, and I think that kind of represents some of the scale creep that Marvel Legends has instituted. But let's take a look at his articulation real quick. His head will look up really good and down really good, and it'll swivel all around, and that's about it because they went with that antiquated ball peg disc joint. Son of a bitch! I hate that thing. I don't know why they keep using it, but they do. And they refuse to give Wolverine a neck joint. Anyways, shoulders, pretty good. That's not bad. I have no problem with him going out to 90. Now, the part that I really do like about this figure is his butterfly works really well. They go back way far, and if you finagle him just right, you can get his hands to cross over him in the front. I like that. Very well executed butterfly joint, Marvel Legends. Good job, Hasbro. All that good stuff. He's got a bicep swivel. Pinless, double jointed elbow. Functions very well. Doesn't look super grotesque. Doesn't look awesome, but that skin tone kind of makes it work. And his wrist is on a hinge like normal. Now, here's the abdomen. Another thing that's kind of antiquated with them that I'm not a big fan of is this ab crunch type of deal that they use right here. It works good. I mean, he leans forward very nicely, but there is some spinal column issues right there in the back. It looks like he has a nice case of lordosis. If you don't know what that is, look it up. And he will lean back really well with just, first trimester pregnancy going on, so that's not too horrible either. He's got a waist twist that I don't like the look of because that's a nice little shelf right there. What do we need that for? The little belt floats or whatever, and it looks good enough. Now his hips. His legs will go out about that far, which is not bad. That's not bad. I'm not complaining necessarily because he's not Jean-Claude Van Damme, doesn't need to do a split. But they've got the same kind of hips, and technology going on in there that the Jada figures do. But the Jada figures, just their range of motion, embarrasses Marvel Legends. Marvel Legends need to take a page out of their book. They'll front kick pretty decent. We already took a look at this glorious Wolverine ass a minute ago. So he will not kick back at all. And that kind of sucks. Already talked about this soft, kind of really flexible plastic. So whenever you move the thigh swivel, it works well, but it cuts that sculpt all to shit and doesn't really look very good. I gotta be honest. Pinless double jointed knee functions very well. The height and breadth of the boot kind of prevents some of the range of motion, but it's not really that big of a deal. No shin swivel. Ankle is a hinge and it will go all the way down and pretty much all the way up. And you get a nice ankle rocker. And the bottoms of the shoes have peg holes. I know people like that. No toe hinge, typical Marvel Legends, and I don't care. So overall, his articulation is actually pretty good. Got a couple of systems on it that I'm not a fan of, but probably for what you're going to want to do with it, he will pose and everything just fine. Final thoughts. His paint is not real good. It's very thin, almost like it's just one coat in the areas where there's paint, and there's actually more paint on it than I initially thought there was going to be on it, and it's not done that well. It doesn't match in places, and it's too thin in other places, and they did paint where they should have actually sculpted, particularly like around the wrists right here. I don't like that. But anyways, he is better than the last two Marvel Legends that I've taken a look at. That Tobey Maguire Spider-Man looked like crap, and that Savage Land's Professor X looked like crap. This doesn't look like crap. This is okay. I'm going to give him a C+. For my experience with Marvel Legends, he is slightly above average. If you like the character or you're wanting to get all the wave, I recommend it. Pick him up. He's $24.99. It's not that big of a deal. You're not going to regret buying him. But that's really all I've got for Wolverine. If you haven't subscribed, pause the video, scroll down, click subscribe, give us a like, give us a comment, share, all that good stuff. And with all that said, this has been Dad with Dad's Expensive Hobby, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.